I need you, you need me. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me, agree with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is His will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. I pray for you. You pray for me. I love you. I need you to survive. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you. I need you to survive. It is His will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. I need you to survive. Whatever you're going through, it's temporary. I need you to survive. Whatever you're going through, you know I'll be there to pray. I need you to survive. You're stronger than you think right now. You're stronger than you think you are. And He will be there for you like He was there for me. I need you to survive. You smile every day, it keeps me going. Don't take that out my life right now. I need you to survive for me, and you need me to survive for you. I need you to survive. Your testimony's gonna help someone someday. Don't give up today. I need you to survive. Okay, so that's the song that's basically I guess you'd say the theme song for the sermon today. And the name of the sermon is, Do You Really Care About Me? Like, I think that's what I named it. It's something around that lines. Anyways, but we're going to start off in Proverbs 18. I'm using a new Bible. The NLT version is the English, no, it's actually the English Standardized Version, which I like because it doesn't take too much out, and then it still gets the point across, but it's in English so you guys can understand. Not everybody grew up in King James, and I don't expect you to understand Shakespeare, because not everybody likes Shakespeare. Old English, Old English, I just call it Shakespeare, that's what I call it. But I'm not doing the Facebook Live, because Facebook Live keeps on, and I buffer, so this will keep me from buffering. And it'll keep me from losing my videos and you guys not being able to see and hear what God has to say to you. If anything, I'll text it if I have to. I'll buy a TV channel if I have to. So in Proverbs 18:24, verse 24, it says, A man of many companies may come to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. And in the King James Version, it says something like, a man who has friends must be friendly, and then a friend that sticks, there's a man, if a man has friends, he must be friendly, but then there is a friend that sticks closer than a brother. And I like the King James Version better, because it's kind of telling you that there's people around you that are just friendly and stuff like that, and they'll smile in your face, but they're not really for you. And we see that inside the church and outside the church. And then there's friends that actually stick closer than family. When family's not there, your friend's still there. And I've had that experience. A lot of my family, my immediate family sticks by me, but like a lot of my outer family isn't really there for me. I have aunts that I call that aren't really my aunts. They're just long friends of my mom because they've been there for me than my actual family has. So I know how that feels when a friend does stick closer than a brother, or a friend really does stick closer than family does, and everything like that. So this whole thing is about kind of not only friendship, but just finding out who's really there for you, and are you really there for people like you think you are, and do you really care about people like you should? I mean, when you really think about it, it's crazy what we're doing to each other, bombing each other and shooting each other, when in fact, we're the same thing. You have a heart pumping, I have a heart pumping. You have blood flowing, I have blood flowing. Why can't I go to a person homeless on the street and help them out? Why can't I go to somebody that's a little less fortunate and help them out? Because I'm less fortunate. And people say, I don't have the money to do it. I was like, my mom, I love my mom so much. There was one time where we had like 29 cents in our bank account, and she still gave blankets away to the poor. She didn't know where the money was coming from. There was a time that we were supposed to be going to school. We didn't have any back to school stuff, and but there was this lady in the hospital with a baby. My mom actually just came and sat down. There was a lady in the hospital with the baby, right? And they wouldn't let her leave the hospital without a car seat, understandably. And we didn't have any money. But my mom went to, not everybody's going to believe the story, but I don't really care. She went to Walmart, because God told her to go to Walmart. She was like, I don't have any money, though. And when she walked, did he let you go in line in front of him? Or, okay, so imagine, like, you're just like, you're trying to wait as long as possible, because you're in line and you know you don't have any money. Do you want to tell the story? You can tell the story. You can, come on. Come on. Because I'm messing it all up. You gotta fix your hair first.
No.
You want to share the seat?
Hello, everyone.
I know I said it was gonna be uncut, but I guess my camera only does a certain length at a time, so I guess you guys can just watch it in segments and stuff. Yeah. All right, go ahead. We can finish up.
As I was sharing, that really was actually kind of give a recap on something that took place, because we as faith walkers have to believe that we don't have to have, we just have to have the will to do what it is that our Creator, our Father, our God, Yahweh, tells us to do. And so this incident was one of our young people that we encountered in the community had given birth to a beautiful little girl, and she was not allowed to leave the hospital. And like Rai-Leigh said, I did not have the finances to supply her with a car seat.
Sure enough.
But Yahweh instructed me to go to Walmart, and in my obedience, I went, and I started out picking up the small carry ones, the little small ones. And Yahweh said no, because she's going to need to grow into it. So I got the big one, pretty little pink, pink one, and with the little pillow that her head won't bob around. And I got on the line by faith. And I encountered this gentleman that was ahead of me, and we struck up a conversation, which he initiated. And I told him briefly that the car seat wasn't for me. I guess me being gray-head. And I had to clear that up real quick. I wasn't Sarah. But I said it was for a young lady, and I told him the story and told him about the youth group that was actively doing in the community. And so he handed me something, and I knew it was money, but I thought it was a donation towards the bigger cause of the youth group. And when and he told me I can go ahead of him. So imagine the intensity that I didn't have the money, and I was wondering if what he gave me was just a donation. And then when I looked, it was $100, and the car seat was 80 something, and the pillows and everything came up to $80 odd. But when I turned to thank him, he was gone. Him and the little girl that was in his
Car seat.
not car
Stroller.
seat,
Cart.
Walmart cart. There was a little girl that was sitting, never said anything to me, the little girl. She was a cute little girl, and I was talking to her, and she was just looking at me. And the gentleman was gone, and his name was Kevin. Never forget it. And when I went back to the youth group that end of the week and I told them the testimony, one of my young people, Michael Burrell, says, Miss Roxanne, his name rhymes with heaven.
Kevin
Rhymes with heaven. And I said, that's exactly what it was. He was a visitation from heaven, an angel. The word of the Lord says, be careful who you entertain, because you never know if you are entertaining an angel. So, yes, we have to be willing vessels to do what needs to be done, knowing that Yahweh is able to do through us if we're willing.
Which reminds me of the story in the Bible about the bread and the 2 fish.
Yeah.
And it was like, if you guys haven't heard of it,
bye.
Bye. If you guys haven't heard of it, you're not gonna stay and listen. Okay. If you guys haven't heard of it, is it 2 fish and 3 loaves? There was this little boy, and it was back then, so I'm pretty sure little boys didn't have much money and they didn't have allowances and stuff like that. He had a little lunch. It was 2 fish and 3 loaves of bread. And Jesus was out there preaching to people. It was like the first mega church, and there was a whole bunch of people out there. And Jesus was like, "No, don't send them home. I want to feed them." And the disciples are like, "But we don't have any money. There's no markets around to get them food." And then Jesus was like, "Just go find something." And then they found a little boy, and Jesus multiplied the food. So don't tell God, "Oh God, I don't have anything." The Bible says that He has a cattle on 1,000 hills. And that means, like, yeah, he's rich. He has a lot of money. That was from previous videos that I posted before. If you haven't seen them, then that just means that God is rich. And he's overflowing with wealth and love. So if you just have the willingness, you don't even have to have the funds. My whole family life is the, like the photo child. What is it called? The poster child for not having enough funds. But, yeah, my mom's like, right now, can I tell them our situation? Right now, our living situation. I'm living with my 2 brothers, and I share a room, and my Aunt Jackie is here with my mom, and it's a 2-bedroom apartment, and we're all living here. And yeah, but we've been through the worst. We've been homeless, and while I was going, it keeps cutting off, but that's okay. I was homeless while I was in high school, but I still graduated by the grace of God and everything like that. My brother got hit by a truck while my mom was in Colorado helping my sister settle in. And right after he got hit by the car, like a day after, I found out that we got another eviction notice because it was the end of the lease. Lease was up. Lease was up and they didn't want to renew it. So it was a nice way of an eviction notice. Okay. You can sugarcoat it all you want. It's an eviction notice. They wanted to raise the price on the rent unfairly because they ain't got light bulbs in there, no way. So I didn't want to stay there anyways. But yeah, so don't make excuses for why you can't help somebody. If you don't want to help somebody, don't help somebody. But don't make excuses for why you can't help somebody. Because people in worse conditions than you help people. There's people in third world countries helping people, helping each other out. And trust me, they have less than you do. So that's what this, what is called, again, what this segment is all about. Do you even care about me? Do you really care about the person next to you? And are you a friend that's sticking closer than a brother? So there's in Proverbs 18:24. I just read that, and I'm gonna show you the little bullets that I made. One of them says there are people who are friendly for friendly's sake, and then there are people who actually care. And then there's 3 kinds of people that I pointed out. There are the cheerleaders in life that will pump you up and everything like that, but once it actually comes down to get down and dirty, they don't really want to do it. All they're doing is trying to get a reaction from the people around you, the crowd, because say that you're the football player, right? All the cheerleaders are trying to do is get a reaction for themselves. They're trying to get a reaction around the people around you. There's people that are walking beside you just so they can say, "Oh yeah, I helped them on that project, by the way. I was there, da-da-da. I was there when they did that." They're not actually for you. They're just in it for the praise. And there are people who are around for the wrong reasons, and there's people that were just around, and the people that are just around are the crowds. You hear stories of people being killed in crowds, people being raped in crowds, people having stuff stolen in crowds. And that just shows us how much like people can care so little about somebody, and how you can be in a crowd with a whole bunch of people but still feel alone, be around so many people but still feel alone. And then in First Corinthians 12, chapter 12, 12 through 27, is kind of just stating how you can't do without one part of the body. Like the eye can't do without the hand, and the eye can't say to the hand, I don't need you. Because if you look at something and you want it, but you can just look at it all you want, but you're not getting that donut because you don't have a hand to go get that donut. You have to realize how important each part of the body is, even if it's not really a part of the body you really want to talk about. Like, the colon and everything like that. Like, the colon does a dirty job, but you still have to appreciate it, because without your colon, you're kind of in between a rock and a hard place. It's not really going to work out. And that's basically what that whole segment is about. It's about how the body of how Paul wrote Corinthians, how Paul wrote about how each of us need each other, and that's what that song in the beginning of my video was talking about. And I'm going to push forward, and I'm going to do segments on each of the bullet points. And one of the bullet points is Romans 12:15. The next one is Romans 12:9 through 10. And the last one is Romans 12:13. And the bullet point says, do we as Christians, we as people, do we Romans 12:15? And Romans 12:15 states, I lost it. There it is. Do you rejoice with those who rejoice? It doesn't say do you. I'm adding this in. Do you rejoice with those who rejoice? Do you weep with those who weep? Are you happy for people that triumph, or are you being all jealous about it, and are you being a hater about it? And for those who mourn, are you just like stepping back like that's not really my problem, or are you saying, I'm so sorry this happened to you? And are you feeling empathetic? Even if it's not something that you've been through yourself, are you still being empathetic, or are you just being pathetic? And just sitting inside like that's not really my problem. When you see people dying in other countries, and a mother holding her dead child in her arm because of war-torn countries, do you just flip the channel, or do you feel something about that? I'm not saying that you have to feel guilty. I'm just saying that, do you feel any empathy? Because that's what makes you human. When you can recognize another human's pain or another human's happiness, that's what makes you human. Your humanity gets taken away when you don't care about humanity. The whole thing about humanity is caring. That's what humanity is. It's caring. And a lot of us just don't care anymore. The next segment is Romans 12:9 through 10, and it says, and I'm jumping around for a reason, and it says, let love be genuine. Harbor no evil. Abhor what is evil, which means hate what is evil, and hold fast to what is good. Love one another with brotherly affection. Outdo one another in showing honor. So I think it's kind of just saying, not outdo as in like competition, but saying like try to have it be a flowing thing. Like you want to honor each other, and you want to be good to each other, and love one another and show brotherly affection. Like, treat the next person like your family. Even if you don't really know them, treat them like your family, because they're still your blood, they're still your flesh, because their heart is still pumping and their blood is still flowing, and that's what we all have in common. While we're on this side, we all have that in common, and we shouldn't let differences in languages and differences in cultures take away the humanity from us. And people, that's what society does. You're not like me, so I shouldn't really be caring about you. I'm not related to you, so why should I care? We're not in the same social class, why should I care? You're poor and I'm rich, why should I care? You're rich and I'm poor, so why should I care about your home problems? Because you're rich, so you should have everything. We let boundaries rise up and disconnect all of us, and that's not the way life is supposed to be. Humans are meant to be connected, interconnected. When everybody says that, oh, I don't need you, you really do need the next person, because, oh, I don't need anybody. Okay, then where are you going to get your food from? Because I'm pretty sure you are not growing it, and I'm pretty sure even if you grew it, you had to get the seeds from somebody, so you need somebody for something. You need the electricity guy for something. Everybody needs somebody for something. You needed your parents to give birth for you. You need somebody for something. Nobody is completely independent. So think about that. Think about how much you actually do need the next person. I'm not saying that you should have people in your life that aren't good for you and everything like that, but you also should try not to push everybody in your life away, and you should still have, again, that humanity. Humanity is caring for people and caring for animals and caring for the things around you, caring for the society around you, caring where it's going. If it's going downhill, you should care about that. And you should not only, and caring doesn't mean just sitting there and saying, oh, that's sad. It's doing something about it. Not just saying, oh, that's sad, that's such a shame. It's doing something about it. Because when you care about something, you do something about it. When you care about a project for school and you want to get an A, you don't just sit there like, oh, I really want that A. You get up and you do the project. That's what you do when you care about something. Last one is Romans 12:13, and it says, contribute to the needs of the people around you. And basically, like the Christians and stuff like that. This is talking about how the Christians should be loving Christians. And also, I think it also has to do with how people should be loving each other and seek to show hospitality. Seek to be that person that's, oh, did you want some water? If you see construction workers and you're passing by and you have a water bottle or something like that, you have an extra water bottle, why not? If somebody is coming in your house, if a plumber is coming in your house to fix up a pipe that broke or something like that, offer them some lemonade. Why not? As a society on a whole, though, not even just the Christian church, I think we've gotten to a place where we just don't care about each other. And what this is about is, do you really care about me? Think about your people around you. Do you really care for them? And that's what this whole segment is about. And I just want to close it out with prayer. And I pray that God, that you watch over these people and you bless them and keep them, and you make your face to shine upon them and to be gracious unto them. May you lift up your countenance, may you lift up your face and give them peace in their lives and whatever they're doing. In Yeshua's name, amen. I love you all and take care. That was a message that I didn't get to put in there earlier, but yeah.